Okay, so here we go. I just stopped for a minute to get my camera going. Can you read the name on the blue sign? The street, road, Browers Line. We're going to turn right here off of Baker Road onto Browers Line. Very famous piece of road. And I'm going to tell you about that, but not today, or I'm going to save that. Anyway, it's a really cool piece of road because it's got some really ugly hills. So I'm going to try to deliver my monologue despite these hills. I may seriously regret it. I may give up at some point in time. Anyway, we'll see. So start with a downhill. This road is tar and chip now. It used to be gravel. I think it gets into gravel later on. Anyway, what this road is famous for is a little conservation area up on the left-hand side here. I've never gone beyond that, and it's about that conversation I'm going to tell you tomorrow, that conservation area I'm going to tell you tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, so today it's about learning. I think maybe I learned something yesterday. Something that a good part of the world has been trying to teach me for the last, I don't know, 50 years or so. Whether I've really learned it, I don't know, only time will tell, but at least I have this sense that I learned something. Actually, I thought I learned it before, but I don't think I did. I considered it before, but I don't think I really learned it. Anyway, going uphill now, sitting down, I'm going to gear down, keep the heart rate down so I can keep talking. 8% grade, 7% grade. So, you know, all my life I've been challenged by various people in various situations about arrogance, suggesting I was arrogant and that my sarcasm or my wit, if you want to call it in a nicer way, or my, I don't know, nose in the air attitude, know-it-all attitude, came across as arrogance and somehow belittling of those around me. I think the most powerful example of that is my years working with Magna. As the general manager for several years, at one point in time, there were like almost 2,000 people reporting to me. And the one thing I struggled with in that role, I was really proud of the things that I accomplished in that role, but the one thing I struggled with was my relationship with the masses. Magna do a survey every year, employee opinion survey, and a couple of the questions are related specifically to the general manager. I would typically score 70. And while if you're a politician, you would be pretty happy with 70, it wasn't good enough in the Magna world. 80 was the bare minimum. But anyway, you try to dissect that, figure out what to do different. And you read some of the comments that would come back with that survey, and they were typically about that. He's arrogant, he doesn't care, he's sarcastic, he knows it all, and I could never understand that. Mind you, this was only with the masses, with the smaller groups of people, the people that I interacted with more frequently in smaller groups, one-on-one, I had exceptional relationships with. So I could only really conclude that it was, you know, whatever interaction was specifically to the masses, and that was typically employee meetings, where you talk to, you know, anywhere from 100 to 300 people at one time, and there's an opportunity for questions and so on, right? For hard questions, because that was the Magna way. You were expected to answer the hard questions. So I tried to studied that a little bit, thinking, okay, I must be coming off the wrong way because I don't feel arrogant. I don't think I'm arrogant. I try not to be sarcastic. I try to keep my, my tone neutral, my body language neutral, especially with the hard questions. But I don't know. Somehow it must be failing, despite my best efforts. My insides weren't portrayed well on the outside. I think the other big not element is the right word, the other big, indicator, I guess. I still need to learn something with my precious wife. We've been together for 30 years now. Oh, and I get to go downhill. And one of the most prevalent issues we have is that her frustration with my tone, that I'm condescending, that I talk down to her. And again, my pushback is, no, you're just too sensitive, you misunderstand. It's not me, it can't be me, because that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I didn't intend to be condescending. I didn't intend to belittle you or make you feel bad or anything. Anyway, I put those two things together and I still didn't really change much or change anything. Couple, last week sometime, I put this nice bridge, Anyway, here to the left is a conservation area, but we're going past it. I've never gone past her. Anyway, uphill again. So, I posted the other day the top 10 things I learned from Colby. Well, guess what? I think there's 11. Yesterday, I picked him up at school. I pick him up at 9:40 in the morning from the high school, where he takes his advanced math class, to drive him back to his grade 8 class at Union Sparta. And it wasn't parked where I'm usually parked. And so he come out of the school, unbeknownst to me, didn't see me and panicked a little bit. Oh, here he was stranded at the school, and where the heck was Grandpa? So anyway, he finally seen me and he come over, but he was a little frustrated just because he had, had a little anxiety, I think, for a minute. Because he didn't know he just knew that school, he didn't know how to respond or how to deal with the fact that I wasn't there. So anyway, he said, why didn't you park where you usually park? I said, well, there was no room. Yes, there is. He said, there's a spot right over there. I said, yeah, but that spot's not big enough to get my truck in. That whole conversation troubled him. I could tell by his reaction he got upset. So I did my best to try and talk through it, and that's when I learned, of course, that he had a little anxiety for a minute, and that's why he was frustrated. But when he tried to explain to me that there was a parking spot there, and I told him that wasn't big enough for my truck, the way he phrased it was, yeah, you told me, Grandpa, that wasn't big enough for my truck, how could I be so stupid? Those were his exact words. Somehow, the way I said what I said made him feel stupid. Unbelievable. So, of course, my first reaction is, not me. The 13-year-old, he's sensitive. How could he possibly read in my tone any suggestion that he was anything less than the brilliant kid I think he is, let alone stupid? So, I left it at that. We got over it. We had a nice chat on the way to school. And I spent all day thinking about it, brooding about it, kind of. How could what I said which I thought he said normally. Make my grandson feel stupid. So finally I come to the, basically same conclusion I have in the past, is that, okay, I gotta work on my tone, my body language. I'm sending the wrong message. And then it hit me. Maybe it's not just the tone. Maybe it's not just the body language. Maybe, just maybe it's me. Could it be that instead of working on the outside, I should be working on the inside? I don't know. It's I don't know, a deep thought. No pun intended. Deep in the inside. Am I arrogant? And when I'm right about something, does that arrogance come to the surface? And then does it inexorably, I like that word, inexorably rise to the surface and comes out as bad body language, bad tone, sarcasm, whatever. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe all of you are going to say, holy shit, he's 60, it took him to figure out that all those years that he's got a problem. I don't know, maybe, I guess if that's the case, you can breathe a sigh of relief that at least he's seriously thinking about it now. Maybe he's really going to make some change. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Something to think about, eh? I know, I don't know. I'd best leave it at that. Nice road, eh? Right on. What a gorgeous freaking day. Sun shining. Unbelievable. Anyway, love you all so very much. I appreciate any feedback, no matter how candid. Love you all. Have a great day. Love, Peter.